So why did I decide to make the plunge to the Philippines? The fact was, in the UK, I had a good life, good standard of living, financially stable. Um, my income was actually going up on a regular basis. I was earning around £70,000 a year then, um, even as an engineer, because I cover overtime, cover weekends. But at the same time, I didn't have a home life I was happy with. I had an ex that's obsessed with horses. So the priority for her was the horses, and she pretty much let everything else slide. And for me, um, I just called it a day. But that was only part and parcel of it. I mean, for me, when I went to the UK, I have to admit I was never happy there. I'd spent my childhood overseas, and going to the UK, the first thing I seen was a friend of mine charging his brother £20 to fix his computer. I come from a military family, and generally we just help each other out. You know, if your car was broke down in the street and you don't know how to fix it, I would change your alternator or whatever, and I'm not expecting you to pay me. It's just that's how we are. You know, friends do that for each other. But I found the UK in many ways quite vulgar with some of the stuff people got up to. So I never really found it as home. It was never a place that had that bond of friendship or connection that you have in the military. But also, I find people are very silo. You know, they have their own little worlds, and they don't really connect the way people used to. So for me, it was just like, just follow the path as everybody else. But at the same time, I got very bored of it. And the random meeting with April was quite a unique one because of my friend being on a dating site. And funny enough, I've got to go to his wedding in a couple of weeks. It was just that randomness. And then we talked for months, and eventually I went out and visited April. But I had no plans on visiting the Philippines and no plans on getting married. I was quite happy to never get married at that time. It's like people say, you meet the right person. You know, that's how, you know, things, you know when it's right. Until you've actually experienced it, you might go, yeah, right. But yeah, I made the decision to do it not on a whim, but, well, getting married was on a whim, but it just felt right. But also, going to the Philippines, it's a friendly society, and okay, they have a lot more violence than that there, but even that I would question, because if you're going to Worcester on a Friday or Saturday night, they don't really put it in the papers, but it's pretty violent at the weekends. I would find it safer in Cebu at 3 o'clock in the morning than I would in Worcester. And obviously, we don't seem to have the amount of junkies, heroin addicts in the Philippines as you do in Worcester. But yeah, that was my main reasons. It's quite simply, life in the UK, for me, was just dull, boring, bland. And I wanted a bit more adventure in my life. I'm not a 9 to 5 guy. I like to do stuff. I've got this niggling at the moment about riding across India on a motorbike, and it's gonna happen. And I just need to get motivated to do it. I need to sort Spain out, but after that, I think I'm gonna do the ride across India, because I put it off for a couple of years now. But that's me. I'm not somebody who can go on a 2-week holiday every year. Life's got more to offer than that. You know, even here, in La Mata, I see these fishing boats. I'm thinking, should I ask about going out fishing with the guys early in the morning just to experience going fishing? You know, it's just, I like to enjoy life, and I find Western society is so obsessed with safety and everything else these days. It's sucking the life out of people. That's why I like Philippines in many ways, because, you know, once you get out of the province, my helmet comes off, and you'll find me riding my motorbike with flip-flops on and stuff like that. T-shirts and stuff. I know people say, "Oh, what if you have an accident?" It's like, I'll worry about it when it happens. It's I find life is too short to be this insular, and that's why I'm loving the experiences I've got. I'm loving the fact I'm sat here in Spain and knowing that next week the UK is worrying about a snowstorm coming, and I've got this. This is my life. I'm here. I'm in the UK next week, but at the same time, the laugh being, I'll be here at the weekend. While people are at the weekend, if the weather's crap, stuck in the home, I'll be sat here sipping beer with some friends coming over from the UK. Life's great.